Tony, you're going to have to maybe stop talking up Bruno because you might be without him for 5 weeks at this rate. I mean, it must be a good position though to have a striker in such good form that people are talking about him that way.
Yeah, of course. We've always maintained if the team plays well, as we've been doing thus far, that individuals will shine, throughout our collective efforts. And Bruno's doing well. He scored a wonderful goal, which I don't think surprises too many people in terms of the way he scored, because he has that ability to do that. I'm sure it'll be one of the goals of the season, but I think what he's really added is, in the box he's become, lethal Bruno basically, and I think he should have probably another 2 or 3 goals to his name, in all honesty, but he's doing really well.
How far away do you think you are from this attack, sort of clicking off the back of that when you've got a striker in such good form and banging away a few more of these chances?
Yeah, look, it's constantly a work in progress. We're seeing good signs. I don't think we created as many chances against Central Coast as we have in the previous matches. We controlled the game very well, probably until the 65th minute. So they're good signs. We just got to try and put that all together and improve on that period where we fell away a bit towards the end of the game.
On Bruno, Arnie said earlier in the week that he wants to name his Asian Cup squad before Christmas, which ostensibly means he should be doing the rounds. Look at the players potentially calling coaches. Has he spoken to you about how you might be losing Bruno for 5 weeks? No, we haven't spoken, and I'm sure for the national team, that's the pinnacle for any player representing your country. I'm sure he has a group of players on a list that he's monitoring to see whether they can come into the mix of a group that is already strong, a lot of good players. But that's up to Arnie to decide whether he needs to add any further talent. On the Mariners game as well, obviously you scored 2 absolute banging goals, but then maybe 2 sloppy goals defensively up the other ends. Just what's the reaction been to that, given that it was a heavily rotated defence? Just a blip or anything that you're paying attention to?
Oh, look, there are always areas of improvement, regardless of how the result pans out. It was an error on our part, but I thought the reaction was excellent. We're away from home, difficult conditions to play, and I thought from that moment of conceding, we had really good control of the game, and we didn't panic, and we looked calm and composed, and we deservedly took a 2-1 lead. Unfortunately for us, in that last 20-25 minutes, we lost all control. Central Coast pushed really hard, and credit to them. But I thought it's a period of the game that we could have done better.
Going forward, you were without a few defenders. Do you expect to get all those guys back? Damien, Jason, obviously Adama was suspended.
We hope to. Speaking now, we've still got 2 sessions to go before Sunday's match, and those players are progressing really well. They're training, they're slowly integrating with the group, and we plan to have them further involved today.
Anyone else anyone set to miss out that's picked up anything?
No. We've had a good week so far, and everyone's looking forward to obviously a big game against a strong opponent that is undefeated as we are, and they showed some really strong form, particularly at home.
Marco Rodan's talked about making Upper Para a fortress. They conceded at home this year. How do you go in there, which is now hostile territory, but hasn't sort of take it up to them and score?
Yeah, we have to embrace that challenge. As I said, they're looking very strong this year, and a very good outfit. You can see that they're a very resilient group also, and at home they've shown some good form with scoring a lot of goals. We know what's in front of us, and that's something that as a group and as a club and playing group, everyone is embracing this great challenge, and we see it as a real opportunity to win this game.
In terms of your attack against the Mariners, you made a few changes. Jay comes in, Chris comes into the starting 11. I guess what was the rationale behind that, and do they retain their places for the Wanderers game, or do you mix it up with them?
Yeah, we'll see about who starts the match, but as Jakey it's been a long road to coming back. It's 11 odd months since he's played or started a game. So we felt that this was a time that he's progressed well enough to start a game. Obviously, we also understood that he wouldn't finish the game, and we know that Jakey still needs time to get back to his very best. But we thought he had a really good first half, a good solid hit out, and he's had no adverse reactions in terms of his former past injuries. And Chris started the game. Okay, we have a lot of attackers, and we thought Daniel, being an impact player, would be very good for that match.
So with Jake coming now back to something full fitness, does that mean that you can now really key into like a horses for courses approach against opponents? Like one opponent might be, Jake comes in and Chris comes in, and then another opponent with a different style. Maybe Daniel starts that one and Jake starts alongside him. Does that, now Jake coming back to fitness, allow you to do that sort of thing?
Yeah, I believe it does. I think there are many reasons why we could start different players. That's one of them. Also, it's a reflection on how we're going, how the players are training. What we see tactically that we can get in a particular game, and we're seeing that the group's training really well. It's very competitive for places, and with the changes that we had at Central Coast in the back line, also Jakey starting, there were very good signs, positive signs from the squad, and we need that to continue.
Wanderers are a bit slow after last week, and from the press of this week, it sounds like they are going to come at you from that opening whistle. I mean, how do you prepare for that, or is it just something you expect?
Yeah, you expect that. They didn't have a great start. They're not happy about that, and we're not happy with how we finished. So, there are two different areas that we're trying to rectify as two clubs. But we expect the intensity. We expect, they're at home to come out strong. But we want to do the same.
Mark, you guys obviously we've talked about the bench squad depth you guys have. You said it was the strongest squad in the league. It's 2 undefeated teams going up against it. How big a sort of litmus test is this for your squad as well, given they're unbeaten too?
Yes, it's a great test. Wanderers going back to where that club needs to be, and being a real challenger for titles. And Melbourne Victory, the demand is always, an expectation is that they're challenging for titles. So 2 big clubs going at it, both undefeated. So we're expecting a tough game, but a really good match as well.
So what's the mood inside your dressing room at the moment? Because obviously still undefeated, great thing to be, but string of draws as of late just can't turn these resilient performances, these good performances into wins. Are the boys getting frustrated, or are they trusting the process and they're confident it's going to turn?
No, they're trusting the process. Of course, there'll be some frustration of missed opportunities. But we've just played 2 consecutive away games and got 2 good points. We can maybe look at a few of the games here at home where we totally dominated and maybe didn't get the reward, but we also didn't throw the game away. And that's something that we've definitely improved on from last year. And we have to be calm and composed in the good moments and the difficult moments where you need resilience. We need to show both sides of our game on Sunday.
On that, do you feel like last year your team wouldn't be undefeated at this point? Do you feel like that is that growth in that team, that you've been able to get draws this year that would have been losses last season? Without
a doubt. I've no doubt about that. And the away games are a real sign of that. And also, in 6 matches, it's not something we're proud of. We've had 2 games where we finished the last 30 minutes with 10 men. And we've got results in both games. So there is a difference. There's a real resilience about the group, real belief. We want that to continue and get stronger, and we believe it will throughout the course of the year. And as our players get better match conditioning, players start getting more continuity and more minutes that haven't played for a while, we feel that can only improve. Just
last one for me. We're heading now towards January. We're at the point now where maybe now you're thinking about bringing players in. Are you and John having those discussions? Do you have any areas in the team that you may be looking at bringing somebody in for?
Nowhere in particular. You have to always keep an eye open on what positions are available, which players could be available in January, because it changes so quickly. You know, you can get an unfortunate injury at any moment at a football club, and you just want to be prepared that you know, you can cover those situations. But we're not actively seeking any player or position.